Hey guys, so we are back at the coach and we're in for pull today. A pull session that I haven't shown you guys. Obviously, you know, we're going through the off-season split right now, which I wrote myself, and yeah, this is a really good pull session. Lots of different angles of rowing and stuff to grow like the lats, and yeah, we're gonna, you know, the main movement is gonna be barbell rows. I'm gonna discuss a bit about the barbell row, why like a movement like that has its place in bodybuilding. And you know how you want to kind of use that in your training. We'll discuss that. But yeah, it's going to be a really good pull session because we are, you know, well into the off season now. Body weight's up, feeling good, feeling strong. Sessions are flying right now, and you know, feeling very fresh still after, you know, a necessary deload recently across Christmas. So yeah, it's going to be a really good one. Really excited. We'll see what we can get on the barbell row. I'm still kind of like relatively new to bringing that back in, and it is quite a demanding movement, so it's going to take its time, but it's moving well. We'll see how it moves today, and yeah, let's just get after it. So I'll see you in there. So we're going to start on the Bravo. You've probably seen this before if you've watched my pull sessions. If you have a Bravo, like this setup is so good. Just to start with getting the lats short whilst it's fresh. I've had this in for a while. It's getting a bit boring now, but I'm still going to do it because the new gym's opening soon. We're going to have like the Norse's Nitro to swap that in with. But the reason this is so good is because the resistance is like the same across. So you know, you can just get your lat really short really easily, and the setup is so stable, and like you can just get into it really nicely. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. Like, it's probably the best setup you can do for like a single arm pull down. Yeah, so this is actually new territory now. I'd never put 30 on the stack, so we'll see how it moves. It's exciting to think that already some movements I'm at my all-time strongest on. I guess it's mainly because I've kept this in throughout the whole of prep as well. So, you know, I held it pretty well through prep because it's such a stable movement. So, yeah, we're already in a good position. But I think it's going to get a bit limiting putting much more on there, which is why we need the Norse's very soon. A couple tips when you're doing this is like, think about really engaging that side that you're working. Like not just the lat, but the oblique. Tilt to that side so you get as much tension in your lat as possible. And if you squeeze your oblique, it's aligning things perfectly to just go down in this line. And now I can like work my lower lat. Another thing as well is try and fight the elbow going back as much as you can. Obviously because it's out in front of you, you're pulling this way, right? But fight that. If you're sat in front of the table right now, put your elbow on the table and push down really hard. You'll feel that tension in your lower lat you can create by just going like this. So cue that as opposed to this. So you work that lower lat as opposed to like the teres major and upper lat. So yeah, just think about that. Like, we want to grow the lower lat as much as we can. That's the biggest area of your back. So, you know, when it's fresh at the start, we get the lower lat short, and then later on we can do more isolation stuff for the upper lat. it's so tempting after you do one side to just go straight in and keep smashing through it, but make sure you rest, because right now I'm like so out of breath that this whole side is just going to be ruined. So give yourself like a minute before you do each side.
Come on.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, so whenever you do a row, just a tip as well is like, I much prefer now starting by like rolling it in and deadlifting it first. It's just because whenever you walk out and then you go down, you're like then trying to figure out your positioning with your feet. You're trying to get everything aligned and, you know, set up nicely. Whereas if you just set up in a deadlift, you come out, you're now in this position where your body's torso is over the bar a lot. So it forces you to be in a good position as opposed to coming from here, but also like you're straight in and you can just row. So I would always start doing a deadlift up and then don't go all the way up, but deadlift, stop, and then start rowing in that position you need to be in. It's been a good cue for me to keep my torso over the bar as much as possible. So, if you're wondering, like, you know, a lot of people, they say a barbell row, it's not optimal. You're better off doing like a machine or something chest supported. That's because they're viewing the barbell row for a purpose that actually is completely different for the purpose for me. For me, I'm doing this to load my erectors a lot, but then also have a little bit of, you know, upper back and lat work with it. So it is basically a hinge movement. You shouldn't see this as a lat movement, but an overall back thickness movement, which is going to load up your erectors. Hanging in that position without a belt, with a lot of weight, is a lot of good for your erector growth. And if you're thinking, why not just do like a deadlift or an RDL? Well, I already have deadlifts in my other pull session, and I'd rather have a hinge that is a little bit more lat bias and upper back as well, whilst also getting that good amount of erector work and even like glute work. Like I'm here and I'm just hanging there, and that, like, get that pause in the lengthened and then row. That's gonna build up your lats, your upper back, your lower back, your glutes, even a bit of hamstrings. So if you want an overall dense back, get strong as fuck at rows. Like, get, you know, chase numbers that excite you and get strong. So it's a working set. Last time I did 140 for 6. It was a bit rusty. A movement like this takes a lot of work to get back in the groove with. We'll see what we can get, but I'm really trying to make sure I'm getting that pause, and I'm getting much more over the bar than I've done in the past. So I'm really loading up my erectors. You know, that you'll see this will have a good cross transfer to like my deadlift as well. So yeah, let's see what we can get.
Let's go. Come on. So much better last week.
Oh. Yeah, the secret to that is hanging. Flex your lats off. So now we've done the barbell row, which is not a lat movement. Now we're doing a lat movement again. We're getting the lat as short as possible, but through a row as opposed to a pull down. Trying to isolate that lower lat again. So when you do something like this, really cue elbow down. So when you row, try and drive your elbow downwards as much as you can to the hip. Because if you go like that, that's again, like I said before, it's going to take the load down here from up here. So yeah, now this is like the isolation work for the lat.
Yeah, it's like basically big oil drop. The one part of our social. Yeah, I went for something quicker there. When you floor is
Oh.
15 times the size. That's pretty good. The leg room alone is 3.5 times this room.
Yeah, well, that's it. You said it's close.
Yeah, 2 minutes away, right in front of Tesco Milton. Oh, right. 45 half up.
No. No.
So like just across the roundabout.
Literally
Oh.
So, you know when you come from your the first roundabout in Tesco?
Right, so this is a movement that I have not done for a long time before this off season, and I believe it kind of showed in my development. Like an area that really lacked in my front double was like up here in my upper lats. So I really want to build this up. So we're going to do weighted pull-ups into a drop set, and just that'll be it. Because I'm doing a high amount of frequency for the upper lat throughout the week, so I need to make sure that I'm not doing too much that I'm not going to be recovered into the next session. So I will be doing upper lat work again in 2 sleeps. So I'll rest tomorrow, hit legs, and I'll do upper lat work then. But one productive set with high quality, you know, progress that each week. You know, hopefully we're going to see up here build a lot.
Go on, mate, but I know you both body. Like, I do, I want to see it.
Oh, fuck. Whew. The one limiting thing with pull-ups is your progressions are a little bit skewed because obviously as your body weight goes up, you get heavier and then it gets more challenging with that. So it's just something to think about, but ultimately your body doesn't know numbers, it only knows tension. So just keep going, keep doing it. And if you get heavier and you're matching reps, then you're still getting stronger. So as you can see, we're back on the Bravo again. It's a really good movement because you're so locked in again with this setup and the resistance is continuous throughout. So I like the Cybex, but it's quite hard to get short. And I ran it for a while and I just felt like you get here and then retracting your scap and stuff can be quite challenging. Whereas when you do this, it just feels so smooth throughout. I'm looking forward to in the new space using the Nautilus mid-row. That's going to be absolutely insane. But until then, we're going to run this. And you know, this is for the upper back. So think about rounding your scap, retracting your scap, and then pinning your scap back. You know, retracting it hard, keeping your chest on the pad. So yeah, basically like an upper back bias, you know, isolated movement now. But when we're in the new space, Nathaniel, how many rows have you got?
12 rows.
12 rows. So I will not be on here. Yeah. So I feel wrong, like this whole workout I've been using these not to plug gym pin. Like a lot of you might know it already, but you know, especially if you're training in a commercial gym, like definitely get a gym pin. The actual company is called Gym Pin, and it is so good in my off season. As you can see, like I'm able to, you know, fail on those lower rep ranges as opposed to just like stacking it and doing really high reps, and I'm able to progress up machines that I wouldn't be able to if I didn't have this. So if you're looking to be in off season for a while, we'll grab one of these because you're going to need it at some point. It's done on the Bravo. Right, so you'll see we're doing like, we're using a spreader bar to do D-handle curls. The reason being is because it's so good for alignment. I'm able to hold the D-handles perfectly in this line. And I love this movement because you can kind of move the D-handles to really enhance the contraction and also lengthen out the bicep a lot. So as I go down, I'm going out a bit. And then as I come up, I supinate really hard throughout. So you slightly pronate a little bit, and then you supinate. And that will just fully lengthen out your bicep, and then completely shorten it as well. If you can get really strong whilst doing that, you're just going to grow the whole of your bicep. So Fuck. Oh, oh, that fucking hurts. Yeah, so this movement is like one of my favourite bicep curls. It's just so good for isolating like the brachialis and getting like the thickness of your bicep to grow. Like, fuck hammer curls, do this. The reason being is just so much, like the resistance is continuous throughout, you know, there's no drop-offs, and it just feels so like precise to where you want to hit it. Whereas like naturally dumbbells, you know, it's hard to, like you can't stay central, right? Like you're gonna kind of come down more to the side. Whereas with this, I can set up the rope right in the middle, keep my elbow tucked in here, and just do an isolation and just like that, which is perfect. So yeah, try a one-arm rope curl. If you haven't got a single rope, just tie a knot in a dual rope, and then it's a single rope. A lot of people don't get that. They're like, how do I do it? Oh, then they pull it really far and it's like really long. Just tie a knot in it and then attach it.
Hey guys, so as you can see, I'm doing biceps with the rope on the.
Oh, shut up!
Like fitness. As you can see, that was total failure. I really like this movement.
You're lucky it's just a bicep curl, otherwise I'd be fuming. The minute you laugh mid-set, the set is gone. I don't know if you ever had that before, but the minute like I laugh, you just set is out the window.
Never come to the coach.
I'm gonna have to laugh on this side now, just so I standardise both sides.
Bought our 8 chest press machine.
Oh god. Oh.
It doesn't look great, obviously, if you actually got my body back. Look at the cinema. I reckon you could go ahead and get some treatment. Like Mark River. Yeah. Now,
Oh.
amazing. That's the one I like. And that's one of the stuff that was there. Even now, go like this.
How long did you do it?
Now,
Oh.
hand on the set.
Oh.
It's just a new stuff.
last set.
How long did you leave it before getting new ones that are big?
I would just go, even though you got a little break kind of weeks ago, I would just go and I would start getting my own weight because that will really significantly improve the whole scar. Because there's nothing, I'm not anything new though. Like I said, it's 1 or 2, but
They're like
compared to what that was like, that is so much.
Thank you for watching, guys. So that was a really good pull session, and yeah, we took plenty of progressions, very productive session. So it was good, and I imagine this will be one of the last few sessions that I filmed in this version of the coach, which is very exciting. So come February, we'll have a new gym and lots of kit, and I want to get a video showing you guys like that gym, just breaking down like what's in there. Because it's going to be hands down one of the best gyms in the UK, if not the best. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Lots more content coming through. We're going to get a full day of eating training day edition soon. I know a lot of people are asking for that, and yeah, just more content to come through this off season. So I will see you in the next video. See you soon.